Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So I did the daily quest here to spectate for 5 crystals. It's just like the bare minimum they could possibly give to you. Um, and it immediately also popped up a notification, which is weird. But I mean, I bet this is just yet another issue. See, this is updated to a previous issue. Languages other than Japanese display bugs, some cards, names, and text. In regards to the aforementioned detail 3, see additional notes below. Yeah, no duh. Like, there's gonna be some translation issues here as they're trying to get all of these cards to be translated right. We've seen certainly seen some misspellings and typos directly on the cards themselves, and once it's misspelled on the cards, that's pretty much, I guess, it. In the digital versions, yes, they could correct that, but then it wouldn't look like the regular cards, and maybe nobody would care or notice. But yeah, once you've set it in stone like this, they were saying this will be fixed in the next version. So when is the next version would be the real question to ask, certainly. But that's not what we're doing today. We are once again jumping into, I guess, what is our last solo thing, because we finished this and cleared this, and so either these don't unlock until you finish this, which is what I would assume, or these don't unlock until you complete all of these. If that's the case, that's going to be quite the nightmare. Or these don't unlock at all because simply they are going to unlock later. I don't believe that to be the case, because this is a bug scenario and we know that there is a structured deck around bugs. So I suspect we do this. Gears of Justice is just like the little gear robot synchro summon characters. So it would make no sense whatsoever for them to give me a bug structured deck around that. So let's get our little intro details. I will be looking over the course of the next year, or however long I play this game, to see some major improvements on these descriptions and animations, considering how there is just nothing else like that in the game at all. Like, you would have really expected, even if Yugi wasn't going to show up in the game, that you could have had an avatar or a mate character that looked like Yugi. I think maybe they're holding that in their back pocket for later. I know Yugi is not really the hero of the other series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyways, but I think he's a fan favorite. I think some of these characters from some of the TV series have to be liked enough that it would make sense for them to kind of show up. Excuse me as I drink water. The world was in great turmoil thanks to the evil Dr. Gierk. It was supposed to be Gierik. It's just Gierk. Who had plans to conquer the world. Created by Dr. Gierk, the Wargiano troops held the earth in terror. Will the earth be conquered by the evil human gears? But where there's evil, there's justice. For every clockwise gear, there is a counterclockwise one. I prefer anti-clockwise. It's a little shorter, and it, I think, gets to the point a little bit more, because you could countersink other things and use the phrase counter in a different way. Although I bet both are obviously acceptable. It just so happens that Professor Kurosu, I will say Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to run into a Japanophile problem if all the heroes have Japanese names and characters to them, but I mean, probably not that much. I mean, you go into Yu-Gi-Oh! Knowing it's a Japanese cartoon based on the Japanese anime. Obviously, most of the characters are going to be Japanese. Certainly, to the Japanese people, they drew Yugi and all of his friends to look like Japanese people, or how they imagine Japanese people in animation, in anime. But since that's pretty pale-skinned, when the cartoon was taken over to the West, every kid assumed that they were just white American kids. Even though, clearly, when you look at the uniforms that Yugi is wearing, he is wearing a school uniform. His male friends are wearing the exact same Japanese school uniform. The female friend is clearly wearing a female school uniform. But little kids wouldn't have recognized that. Let's see. It just so happened that Professor Kurosu, an authority in gear engineering, so apparently that's an entire science in this universe, secretly created Gears of Justice Giorgiano to the scene at top speed. Check out this cornering. I assume these cards probably came out in that, I think, second series, if not third series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they, for some weird reason, decided they wanted to combine dueling with racing. Which, in all fairness, the first series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Combines dueling with ancient magic and mystery. So, just like the cards, it's like they threw two things on the dartboard and combined two different things. So, yeah. It would make a lot of sense to make car and speed related cards if the whole series was around racing. So this is Gear G Accelerator. Marine survey check, deep sea waters pressure no problem. Gear G Anchor, so that's a submarine. I don't know if there was any submarine racing happening in that series. I didn't watch it. At some point, if I had an infinite amount of time, I suppose I would sit through all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cartoons, but man, that would be a very large commitment for very mediocre quality anime. There's a lot better anime to watch out there, certainly. Fly to the other side of the Earth, you've cleared Mach speed. Gear G Attacker. And is this going to be a super robot where each of these turn into robots and then merge into a super robot? Blast through whatever's in your path. My heavy artillery will decimate hostile entities. Gear G Arsenal. So you have two land things, a tank and a racer. This drill can pierce anything. I'll show you how deep I can dig, or I guess maybe he's even supposed to be underground. Gear G Auger. Nope, that's an underground one. So two lands, one underground, one underwater, one in the air. Double shields on just for show. I can withstand any attack. Gear G Armor. Not to be confused with Auger. No, I guess this is technically a third on ground. And double barrel will awaken the giant. And double barrel rolls will awaken the giant. It's very, very silly and kid friendly, obviously. Very colorful. And that's not wrong by any means when you think about the target audience. Like, this game totally was for like 10-year-olds in Japan. Super Gear Weapon Gear Giant X. So it is a super robot in the sense that it's a bunch of machines that combine into one robot. These gear weapons of justice. Sortie again in order to... Sortie? I don't know how to pronounce or what even word they're going for. Again in order to foil Dr. Geerk's plans. Yeah. And so we have just the standard cheap cards, low level cards to start with. Let's hop into practice. I think for the most part these days, everything is a super robot as far as a anime show, because you always want that in your back pocket that you can combine robots and make bigger robots, with maybe the exception of something like Mobile Suit Gundam. But then at a certain point, Gundams are their own separate thing because they're robots, but then they stand alone and look a lot different than most other robots. And it would be very silly to make a anime where it was just a robot and it never transformed or combined. Okay, what makes Gear deck unique? Yeah, I still have that cough. Remember, these episodes may air slower than when I record them, so I've had this cough for maybe 2 or 3 days, but it will last over a week of airing shows. Its strengths include being able to add more Gear Geas to your hand, flexible special summoning effects, and its ability to XYZ summon with ease. I wouldn't be surprised if these are the first cards that introduce the idea of XYZ summoning too. Monsters with such as Gear Gia Attacker will grow stronger with each Gear Gia monster you control, so make sure to use their effects before summoning XYZ to solidify your forces. Let's see what they want us to do. 1800's not a lot of attack. So this is just a simple Gear Giano 500. Line up 2 Gear Gia monsters to XYZ Gear Giant X. Try normal summoning Gear G Attacker. Okay. So we summon this, which I guess I can normal summon that fine. If you have Gear G monsters on the field, you can special summon Gear G Accelerator from your hand. Okay. It does say this. You have 2 monsters of the same level on the field. Try X1 summoning, XYZ summoning Gear Giant X. Now, what was the summon condition here? I'm gonna activate this effect. Just 2 level 4 monsters is all it took to summon it. You can detach 1 material, add 1 level 4 or lower monster from your deck. When this face-up card leaves the field, you can target 1 level 3 or lower monster and special summon it. Okay. So apparently... I guess we'll take this one out, and then what do we want to bring in? 1800s, 1900s. Oddly, it's not really telling me anything, so let's just pick the 1900 and select it. The powerful Gear Giant X effects allows you to add one level 4 or lower machine type monster to your hand from your deck or graveyard. Prepare for a fight next turn and onwards by calling monsters you need into your hand. Now attack your opponent's monster. Seriously? I could special summon things, but it doesn't want me to. Yeah, it feels like there was so much more you could have done there that maybe would have been mistakes. And certainly it is a lesson that I need to learn to just go ahead and win if you're going to win instead of wasting a lot of energy trying to just do everything. It's not adding to my experience level at any significant amount. So yeah, let's hop into this duel. Ideally, all of these duels with the loner decks would be fairly easy. Ideally. But now we are left to our own reconnaissance here as far as figuring out the right cards to play. Reconnaissance is the wrong word there. There's an R word, I know, but I don't know what it is. So we'll normal summon this, activate this. We won't be using this. We will be taking this. And the reason why is so we can special summon that. And then we can special summon, let's see, add more creatures. I think we start with this one, but it does kind of seem like these could turn out to be interesting. Let's see. Go ahead. Send that to the graveyard. And then we want this. Which I guess I can't special summon that. I guess this isn't a Geargia card. Alright. So what we want to do is nothing this turn because that won't work. Doubles the attack of all the monsters you currently own, all the machine monsters you currently own. Oh, I don't want to do that. This is yet another great example of not understanding what the card would do. We'll try this again. This is a normal summon. This is a special summon. This is a special summon. This time we'll do this one. Can't activate this effect yet. And if we were going to special summon this, I can activate that. Is that better? Can't activate anything there. I can't help but feel like I've thrown quite a lot of cards in the graveyard for no good reason. See, that may be a flip effect monster that might do something. I guess not. It gave it a card, and that was it. So now he's got something bigger. Let's see, what does this card do? You control a machine monster, target one level monster from your graveyard, special summon it. Sure. Why not? Okay. So if I was to attack now and double everything, could I do enough damage to win? 2,500 plus what I can only assume would be 2,800. No, I couldn't. So let's see if we can get something else on the field. Yes, and you cannot take up both spots. So good to know. Alright. Get rid of this card. And summon yet another one of these. So I can special summon that back. 2,500 plus that potentially does win. If this doesn't win, I've lost the game. Because I'll have killed every single monster on the field. But it did win, so. That being said, even though Remove Unlimiter is kind of a great way to get a one-turn kill, it's, in my opinion, not particularly a great strategy to play in ranked play. It is a singular concept with a very high risk. Well, we can't even open that one, so let's just finish the story here. And we'll see what this does as far as the next single player story. The large Ware-Griano army led by Dr. Giric presented Giorgiano and others with quite the struggle. Various Gears units were wrecked, and even the ever-reliable Gear Giant X was on the brink of powering down due to the drop in output. Where the gears of justice be defeated by the gears of evil, was the rotation speed of the gears of justice inferior to that of the gears of evil. And one would assume that these gears and these golden gears have very little to do with the wooden ancient feudal Japan robots that were run by golden gears. Maybe they're the same gears hundreds of years in the past apart, but maybe not. We really aren't seeing golden gears, we're seeing silver gears. It could be that they were out of gas and the pressure was too great. Just as all hope seemed lost, the giant carrier trailing smoke rushes to the scene. Gears of Justice, it is now complete. All holler, 3 Georgiano shout in unison. Georgia change. At the moment, the giant carrier emits a great noise, separating then merging with Giant Gear X. I bet there weren't too many toys actually ever made off of these Yu-Gi-Oh! Character characters. There probably were a few statues made of Yu-Gi and such, but they probably were pretty expensive statues, not cheap plastic toys you would sell to little kids. Feast your eyes on this, a top-level elite gear unit. The ultimate gear weapon. Gears unite. Gear Giant XG. Powered by 3 Giano. Gear Giant XG's power was tremendous, quickly dispatching the hordes of the War Giano. Whole lot of jargon in this. However, Dr. Gierick suddenly disappeared without a trace. Dr. Gierick will surely strike again, but no matter how many times he returns, Professor Kurosu and Gear Warriors will surely prevail. Fight Girano, never give up. Georgia Giant XG. Again, these names would be a little bit shorter to say in Japanese, and a lot of that is just straight up touching on nostalgia for very old like robot shows. Let's see, how many of these do we have? Yeah, this would be one certainly to consider if we were going to consider opening any more packs, but at this point I'm just not getting enough reward for that to make sense. New gate options are available. So, interestingly enough, it opened everything except for the Colossal Mechanical Conch. Do we have enough reward here to unlock this now? No, we do not. This was the one that we've never gotten any of this resource up until this point. So, well, this puts me in a weird position because I want to get the solo stuff done. This was less than 30 minutes because I can't do anything. So we could do another one of these. And it's weird that this is a gate and this is a gate and this is a gate. And I think that probably is the best move, because otherwise what I'm going to run into is like a scenario where I would come into this and have to try and get just these victories against this guy, and I don't really think there's a great reason to do that on screen. Particularly with our crafted game. So let's just do this. Let's just jump into the next one. Digital bugs in cyberspace. which just definitely seems like it's taking the idea of insects in a slightly different direction. Again, throwing two darts at a list of key phrases and character types. Like, bugs alone, I think, are just good enough. You don't need to make them digital bugs and include robots in cyberspace. Clearly, the people who make these characters are a little too obsessed with robots and such. It's definitely feels like it's somebody who's probably in their late 50s, early 60s, or maybe even early 70s, coming up with the general ideas of what the cards would look like and such, because like a character designer who was even in their 30s or 40s would be so much more up into what modern anime usually is focused on. It's usually humans, very little magic. If it is magic, it is very Tolkien-esque, Lord of the Rings style fantasy, elves, things like that. It's usually in a much more moe animation style compared to anything we're seeing here. Now that they have a legacy they have to kind of stick to, so they can't drastically change Yu-Gi-Oh! If they were going to do that, I might as well just start a whole new game at that point. And just like take all the character effects in Yu-Gi-Oh! And put them on new cards with new names, and don't call it Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. Just start over from scratch. But yeah, I definitely am not seeing any vampires or too many zombies. I know there's a couple zombie cards and they're kind of cutesy and cartoony. Obviously, in the first series, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a cards game for kids, but it never grows up really out of that, even a little bit. Yeah. In a lot of ways, it's very disassociated from humans in general, because you just don't see anybody that's just a normal human being. It's always, they've got to be a samurai, they've got to be a robot, they've got to be a ghost or something else. The rapid progress of cyber networks have brought great benefits to humanity. They are now an integral part of our lives. However, the rapid progress and change left several minor bugs in the corners of the network. I feel like at some point in one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime universes, all of the world was connected to an augmented reality network, and you could literally just start a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel anywhere and it would start projecting holograms of the characters. Whereas originally in the first series, you had to go to specific like battle stations on an island that had been built by Kaiba to project them, and they stuck with that idea for a lot longer than they probably should have, where you would have to go to specific battle stations to actually see the cards summon. Otherwise you're just playing a regular card game, which would be boring to look at. Initially, they were just meaningless data with little impact. However, the bugs accumulated data progressively learned over time. This, of course, is a logical fallacy in programming. If a bug was just bad data, it would never, before the heated death of the universe, the odds of it turning from bad data into something that could actually execute and grow in any way is ridiculous. There would have to be, these bugs would have to be artificial intelligence on some level, whether it's really simple or really complex, to take in any new data and progressively learn over time. It's the equivalent of expecting, if you scribbled on a piece of paper and then threw it away in a trash bin, that somehow that scribble on the piece of paper would somehow learn to get more scribbles and grow and and become a bigger thing. It's just not going to happen. By the time we notice they've taken on the appearance of insects, experts theorize that their primary objectives are proliferation and evolution. This goes back to the thought that perhaps if there is a combined universe for all these characters, it is some weird universe where if you can think it, it becomes real. Almost like if there was some overarching godlike creature that goes, oh, this sounds funny, so let me just create this into this reality, even though it makes no logical sense that a universe would exist with gear robots and wooden robots run by golden gears and cyberspace insects and harpy ladies. Despite their differing qualities, these peculiar things, they act as if they were one species with a singular purpose. In our world, we observe a symbiotic relationship between ants and aphids, in which ants drive away ladybugs, aphids' natural enemy, to obtain nectar from the aphids. However, ants and aphids are different species whose objectives don't align. Might it be that the bugs were born of a singular datum, and only because of their appearances differ, are they assumed to be a different species? It'll take some time to get to the bottom of this. In a world of Yu-Gi-Oh! 2, would anybody care? In any case, we cannot overlook the bugs spreading throughout the network. That is another thing certainly that is weird about Yu-Gi-Oh! The anime, is just how many people are obsessed with this card game, where it's like not only the national pastime of every single person, to the point where nobody plays really any other games at all, but it's being played by extremely old people, extremely young people, all on the same level, and seems to be playing a ridiculous amount. Anyways, continuing. Network administrators have come to refer to these defects who've achieved rapid growth and evolution as digital bugs. The first digital bug was actually a real bug that had crawled into the wiring of a giant computer, and that was the first use of the phrase debugging the computer. At least that's how the story goes in the real world. But I wouldn't be surprised if the phrase being bugged by something existed way before that point in the story. So errors in a computer or computer code could easily have been slanged down to bugs anyways. Henceforth, they've taken action to exterminate these defects. Sorry, I rambled a lot there. But see, you don't even you have to get to this point before you even start to understand, like, why are these cards special? You should probably tell me the backstory after you tell me the gimmick. As a card game, I'd almost want to see I definitely would want to see the gimmick first. So start each story mode with this screen, and then see the story explained. Then do a duel. Then see the story finished. What makes a digital bug deck unique? By XYZ, summoning insect-type monsters with digital bug monsters as their material can grant them a range of effects. The deck also allows you to change levels and further stack materials to keep XYZ summoning to bring out more powerful monsters, including rank 3, 5, and 7 XYZ monsters. Alright. See how that practically is applied. Try summoning Digital Bug Web Soldier. Cannot be used for XYZ material except for XYZ summon of an insect type material. Once per turn, you can target one face-up attack position monster you control, change it to defense. If you do so, summon a level 3 insect type monster from your hand to defense position. And a XYZ monster summoned this way on the field gains the effect. If it is XYZ summoned, the defense of all face-up monsters your opponent controls become 0. Also change them to defense position. Alright, so summon that. Activate his own ability on himself, I guess. Flip it to then let me summon this other card. Now we're going to XYZ summon Digital Bug Accelerator. Accelerator. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach material, target one monster of your opponent, changing its battle position. If you do, it has its effects negated until the end of the turn. Once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster in battle, since you can attach that destroyed monster as an XYZ material. I don't think we're gonna do either one of those. We still don't have enough to lose here. What is this gonna do? It says just attack the life points directly. Activate the effect Bug Signal and attack directly with your special summoned XYZ monster. What is this gonna do? Well, oddly, it's gonna let me sacrifice that monster to bring about this one. All in the same turn, still. I can't help but be a little confused as to what just happened there, but whatever. Then this loner is just gonna give us this card. Let's see. Now we're on our own. We're gonna have to really learn some of these cards. Activate this effect, I guess, right now. Just to see if he's gonna special summon a bunch of cards, which I bet he is. Which means I'm gonna get a whole bunch of cards. And I guess theoretically you could draw a whole bunch of cards now and you wouldn't discard them until the end of your turn. Because we're already at the max of 6 in your hand. Was that a Hearts of the Cards draw? Pot of Prosperity. I don't think I want that. I think I want to start with this. And then okay. Summon this. And this effect is activated to summon this. Do I want to change the level of the monster? Battle position of one of your monsters. This card level 5. Well, I guess I'll change this to level 7. And I think I also want to activate this. Okay. Any monster that is normal summon, flip summon, or special summon changes to defense position. I should have had that as a continuous spell to start with. That would have made a lot of sense. Alright, let's do this. 2400, 2600. What does this activate? Piercing battle damage. And I could kill it. Let's not activate that. Oh, let's activate that, I guess. I don't understand. I thought this said this attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Okay, I see. Toss 6 cards. We'll do 1, 2, 3, and then we'll start coming back to like some lower level things. That one. Or that one. That one. Then that one, that one, and that one, and then that one. So that just sorted the cards and drew one card. Interesting. Can't do anything in battle mode. But I've pretty well devastated his hand and his cards, so. Go ahead and remove that from play to destroy that card. Butterfly protection. Okay. Summon this normally. Flip. That oddly didn't let me summon that. But whatever. think we're gonna win here. It'd be kind of hard to believe I wouldn't win here. What was this effect again? The opponent with the highest defense, I could detach a card, or I could change something to a face-up defense position. Neither one of those I think are useful. Yeah, flipping things and giving them 0 defense, and then having something like this that has a piercing defense would potentially be interesting. With the highest defense, well, I need to activate this first, and I need to kill him with the highest defense and hope that doesn't mess things up, but very possibly do it. Well, attack position. Let's just pick something. What does this affect? Face up attack, change it to defense. Yeah, that wasn't a good card to play. And seemingly I got rid of all the 3 cost XYZ monsters that could have been really useful right about now. Just toss those onto the banished field. But we still probably could succeed here fairly well. Just don't think the Pot of Prosperity though is of any real value. Just set that like it's a trap card. Change this turn attack. Change this turn attack position. Attack here. Attack here. And I have exactly enough. Still feels like more beginner's luck than actual strategy there, but whatever. Yeah, I'm trying to have a fairly laid-back experience with this. The solo stuff, but it definitely is. So we're gonna get a mate base. They won't really synergize with anything. Whatever. Yeah. Yep. It's a little much. You almost would want them to kind of limit you from being burned out in some way, make you play a little bit more ranked before just doing all the solo. So we can special summon this in attack position once. And I guess just summon that. And then we'll see. We'll take that and that. Yeah, if I had to come back every week, potentially to do another solo thing, that would be weird, certainly, but I can't activate an effect. If the battle position was changed, it would summon a creature. But yeah, if I could come back every week and do another single player element, and it slowed me down, then these would probably feel a little bit more special, instead of just kind of turning into, okay, this is the thing you screw around with in the first week of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and then you'll just maybe touch it in a month or 2 or 3 or 4 when they maybe give you some more solo quests, or maybe you just never touch upon it at all. That is also very much kind of some of the elements in Hearthstone and the initial tutorial in Magic the Gathering Arena. Shadowverse does try to get you to go back and look at their solo story, but it's so incredibly long and such a visual novel that it's kind of a slog for a very different reason. I thought I was activating a different effect there. Okay. We can activate this. We can special summon this. Might as well be face up. Activate this. Activate this ability. Let's take this one, I guess. See what we can do now. Take that one and that one. Okay. 300 attack if I detach now versus summon something bigger and better. Well, I kind of have to do this anyways. $2,200. So either I attack now and defeat it, which oddly in this case I think is the right move. Just kill them both and attack directly. And just hope that my character on the field, and this beats whatever these two cards are, and I can just maintain the same momentum as he does. Notice how he does not choose to do the same thing. Right. Don't negate the effect. Let's see. Special summon this. I guess this is the one we want. Don't chain. Again, a special summon. 25. Do we want that? I think we want that. I think it's important to point out here, though, that when I'm given a loner deck and I have like 2 or 3 options that I can choose, that is a far cry from trying to build your own deck and having 6,700 or so cards to choose from. Like, you kind of couldn't work backwards, I suppose. If you have an ultimate card you want to always try and play, and an ultimate strategy you always are trying to work to, that probably will tell you what kind of cards you want, whether they're going to be insect cards or green grass cards or something like this. But even at that point, you have to decide kind of heavily. You're forced to fairly early decide which of so many ultra rare cards potentially do you want to focus on. And even the deck I've built with the God cards and Exodia really isn't focusing in on a strategy. It's kind of really dumb to have all the God cards in one deck. It's a show-off ridiculous element. And, well, technically maybe Yugi had them all in his deck at one time. The way they showed the duels actually made it kind of... It kind of made it unclear whether Yugi had 80 cards in his deck or 180, because he would just pull out different cards all the time, and they would never dare to tell you, oh, I actually removed the card because it was a weak card in favor of a stronger card. If anything, he's still holding on to Kuribo in his deck most of the time. Let's see. Let's see. You can discard this card, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that When a monster destroys a monster in battle, nope, not to that yet. 2800. Second attack. Take that. Go with that and that. Well, this is basically all I can do, so. Gotta be careful, particularly with this card because he has two effects. Well, I feel like I might be doomed here. Tribute it. Well, Bug Matrix, is this somehow going to save the day? 2500. This would special summon something. I want to keep this, I think, in half. Okay. That didn't activate. Oh no, I should have put that in the attack position. Darn it. If this was an attack position, then I could have played that, spun it. Let's just hope maybe we have enough anyways. What happens if we tie, by the way? I don't know if we can tie. Alright, well. Kill that. This is when your Battle Wasp monster destroys. Is this a Battle Wasp monster? Yes. It destroys a monster by battle that is owned by your opponent. You can discard this card, inflict damage equal to that monster's original attack. You can target one other insect monster you control and treat it as a tuner. Also, this turn. I mean, I'll do this because I have nothing else to do. I can possibly do. But well, he had an effect. I'll be darned. Yeah, total luck there. Just like 100% luck. I thought I was about to lose totally. So now we have this new bug matrix that would look terrible unless you had a specific like bug playfield, which doesn't seem like it's going to be a reward for anything we do here. These are always crystals, and this is just going to be a hexagon icon. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's giving you one fraction of a set so that you then are tempted to buy the rest of the set from the store front. You should look at the shop and see if that's really the case. Either that or there just aren't any matching sets, or if there is a matching set, it's not apparent where you would find this. I activate this field spell because almost certainly a field spell is going to be good. Special summon this. Okay. Go ahead and set this. And then summon this. Okay, so this won't work with this. Let's activate this. And then see what that does for us. Not a lot. Well, I've got nothing. And possibly going to take damage here. Well, at least we know now. That is definitely something I like about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that the face down defense monsters get flipped if you attack and stay on the field face up, versus Magic where they are just face down like defense monsters that don't even get shown. I believe that's how Magic works. I've played too many card games recently to remember 100%, but yeah. Let's see. Might as well summon this. And then set. Add one kaiju from your deck, from your hand. Okay. Okay. Let's see if this works. Special summon this into the field by attributing that. And then this would be change it to a face down defense position. See. Activate this. So I probably didn't need to do a face down defense position there. And could have attacked in this turn, but that does not look like a bad start. As long as he can't just clear the field. But very possibly will clear the field. Okay, what does this button do? Special summon? Sure. Okay. Flip summon that. All other monsters would become halved. I don't think we need to do that. Let's instead affect that. And then do nothing else. And then I think I want to stick with this one because that other one seems a little crazy. Okay, now we activate this again. And again, don't seal. What happened? Can I have only one kaiju monster on the field? Oh. Okay. So that was probably a bad. That was a bad way to play that, but whatever. So maybe the other card... No, the other card would have been a kaiju card too. Let's see. This is a kaiju monster? No. Monster Reborn. He's kind of like desperately trying to... Let's just activate this. Switch face down defense position. Nah, I don't want to do that, but whatever. Yeah, I may have boned this up by flipping this face down because I may not be able to activate this effect. Yeah, I had everything going for me and I just did the wrong thing. So we could activate this effect, and let's take this one this time. We can special summon this, and we can tribute this. And then we can activate this. And twist that. See if that does anything for us. Target one insect type monster in the graveyard. Change this card's defense to position if you do special summon that monster. Alright. Definitely gonna need more. 18. Base up insectoid. This could give me a 21. Special something, summon something that is 2 ranks higher. Well, let's start with that. Let's see. You can also XYZ summon this card by detaching 2 XY materials from rank 3 monsters you control. Detach 1 material, then a target defense monster you mount shuffled into your deck. Okay. Shuffle that back into the deck. Alright. Now, level that up. We need something bigger, 2600 or 2400. This card can attack directly. Okay, good. Let's see. If you control no other monsters, this card can attack directly, but when it does so, the battle damage inflicted to your opponent is halved. You can detach to inflict another 500. Alright, well, I don't think there's much more I can do here. Quite the struggle just to hopefully maybe win the next turn. I mean, if he summons something and I summon something, draw 2 cards. Yeah, sure. Why wouldn't we want to draw 2 cards? And let's see. Add one of those to our hands. Just flip something. Special summon. Or increase all the levels by 1. Yeah, it's just summon. And attack. No reason to get fancy with it. No reason to go crazy. Just get your victory, move on. Yeah, I wish there was just a better way to dive into the hidden depths of the cards, though. Because this really isn't accomplishing that goal. Like, we're not seeing a lot of cards. And we're not getting taken to the deck building menu screen ever. The digital beds are pests that devour the cyber networks. The network administrator concluded and implemented a large-scale removal plan. The removal plan, which mainly involved network engineers, was successful, and they eradicated the digital bugs. The defects were fixed and peace was restored. Really wasn't expecting it to go that way. However, the peace was short-lived. The cyber network became more vulnerable than before the offensive was launched. Some digital appeared to have survived the attempts at eradication. The engineers who suspected this conducted a thorough scan. Naturally, they found no digital bugs. Meanwhile, waves of interference swelled globally. What could be the cause of these problems? What changed so much before and after the interference? The answer was clear. It was the existence of the digital bugs. After some deliberation, the engineers decided to release the stored digital bugs data back into the network. The decision immediately shed light on the perplexing obstacle. There was only one explanation. The digital bugs repaired fatal errors and helped stabilize the network. It was almost as if there were a symbiotic relationship between humans and the digital bugs. By providing a place for the bees to live, humans can get their honey. Similarly, by providing a cyber network for digital bugs, the defects are extinguished. Since then, those that cause noticeable disturbances are removed, but thorough removal is unavoided. Humans have decided to coexist with the digital bugs. It's worth mentioning that, yeah, there's a lot more enthusiasm for bug collecting in Japan, and the bugs in Japan tend to be, frankly, a little bit more interesting to look at than what you would find elsewhere, particularly the Hercules beetles. So we've got another one of these pickup decks, or limited decks, secret decks, I guess they're called secret decks. And the main draw still is the standard 6000. So I have like 3 things here that'll be unlocked. And yeah, I've determined, or I think it's a real smart idea to not open any more of these bonus packs. So there's kind of not anything left to really buy. You can buy 2 copies of this, 2 copies of that. But also you should probably just sit on your money. These mates, I mean, if they go away, I kind of don't care. If they stay around forever, and at some point in the future I just have a ton of extra gems, I guess I would grab them. But being particularly annoying cosmetics, since they make noise, there's really no reason for that. It would make a lot more sense to want to buy these different fields, because at least you're going to look at that a lot more, or even protectors. I don't think there's really a good reason to want to buy the icons. And yeah, almost certainly when the next expansion happens, there will be a bundle deal that guarantees you some other cards. Like, I got this card and this card, and I didn't even put these cards in my deck. Yeah, that's how pointless all the shopping has been. So this is pretty much where I think you get left off after you do the solo, as far as you have all these structured decks, and unless there's a scrolling down glitch and there are more structured decks to be shown, seems like this is probably your initial 12, or the only 12 they may ever give you. Let's see. It's kind of silly that you can double click on the item on the cards and it not do anything. So this is that final structured deck. Most of these insects do not look like the insect cards from earlier series of Yu-Gi-Oh! So it kind of feels like there should be another structured deck. This is an old card. You don't even have that many equip cards or equip spells anymore. it was like a lot of concepts in Yu-Gi-Oh! Something that was thrown out there and then used very sparingly and then mostly forgotten. Yeah, the insect armor with laser cannon is the only card I even recognize there. Let's see. Then let's see, Judgment here. We have Solomon's Judgment. Pay half your life, negate the summoner activation. Wow. That's probably not worth doing. You'd have to have some really special card to justify playing that. I'm not even going to pretend to put that in there. And take note that we didn't really get any missions done now. And so we did one more, and it didn't unlock this. So I almost have to assume you have to do this and this to unlock this one. So we'll go back and see if we can play a loner deck here. I think this is one that I was really struggling with before. So theoretically there should be 3 more episodes at most. But it's been a long time since I played any of these cards, so I couldn't tell you one bit like what the strategy is here. I'm gonna have to look at Element Saber cards. We don't have any other Element Saber cards. I'm surprised that worked. Alright. Now would not be the time to activate that. Now would not be the time to activate that. Now would be a good time to activate that. Well, I guess we summon this face up. And then what's the odds that we'd have 24 damage? I think you try for something like this. Start with that one. Hope that's right. And then we've got an effect here. And we can select a light wind Okay, so we want it to be wind. Right. It is wind already. Whatever. I'll change it to earth then, I guess. Wind. This one's been changed to earth. Can we do something better now? Probably taking this too far. Yep, I took it too far. Could have done more damage earlier. And had two things on the field. I could tribute a wind card. I guess that's all I've got to, all I can do. Yep, I'm messing this up terribly. Really to the point where I just don't think I would deserve to win at this rate. He's got 3 cards on me. Yeah, he's got nothing on the field. But honestly, just starting with 2 level 8 monsters alone was a problem. We're not doing any of the element or element saver stuff. Okay. I'll be darned if this doesn't work. Fire. Wow, that did pump that up. Don't want to skip my next battle phase though, so let's just attack. What is this card doing? Oh, he's just summoning more and more of these. This giant rat would be a great card, I think, because it's a dark card for my deck, and I'm looking for dark cards that would summon out more cards out of the deck to summon Exodia faster. But yeah, unless he can clear the field, which maybe he can, I think I've won by dumb luck alone. Just everything is getting moved around. And he's trying to move everything so it's pointed to by his card in the different directions. Wow, just sheer force. I have no idea what we can do here. Activate this effect. And we could maybe do Earth. See if that does something. Trying to figure out if any of these have something that would activate. Like, I think the element sabers really just change the elements. And that's all they do. Yeah. I suppose if he merged his 3 cards into something, what does this one do? This just gives it an extra attack for the number of people on the field. Yep. Just activating effects for no reason. I'm gonna take this one this time. Special summon by sending this one to the graveyard and this one to the graveyard. I'll be darned. I may have something here. Light or dark? Let's see. Light or dark? Let's change one of these to this guy. Can't be destroyed in battle. Can't be destroyed by effects. Earth and wind. Um, that didn't work. Hmm. I don't know what just happened there. I'm not gonna mess that up some more, so instead what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and attack. Alright, this may work out for me. Because now if he's just got like one really strong thing that gets destroyed when it attacks. Okay. Send something from your graveyard. How come this? Send one element segment from your hand to the graveyard. Okay. What do we need? 2400, 1900. Let's go with this one. So let's hope we can take this one and this one and this one. Okay. Do we want to attack or not attack? Alright, what does this say? Original attributes. Oh, I see. I need things with original attributes. So, like activating this and changing it to divine really shouldn't do anything. And activating this and changing it to wind did do something. So activating this and changing it to dark. Ooh. Well, then let's activate the other one and change it to dark. Also, that didn't do anything. And let's see if we can attack. Let's see. What is this? If this would be destroyed, you can destroy one other bird card. You can during your end phase, you can special summon one winged monster from your hand or deck. Okay. Sure. Oh, during every end phase, he summons another bird. Interesting. Alright. Unless there's something I can do here to change something in a better direction. We have light, dark. This might be divine, actually. And then earth. So we'll do this earth. And we'll just do like water. Okay. And then we'll just go ahead and activate this effect again. Let's see. Dark, earth, water, fire. Once per turn, if this card, you can send an elemental saber into the graveyard. So I'll put the water in. I'm just kind of sending everything here. Well, everything's working. I don't think we can battle, though. Oh, we could battle. So is it worth it to kill this guy? Probably. And then just end the phase. Activate this, and then we literally have something on the field for everything. So the only way this field could be any more full is if I had more spells. Alright, activate that. Tribute a really weak card. Get rid of that. Build spell, I guess. And then all of a sudden his attack is we've got it. Like, if anything, we have more than enough here. There's kind of nothing you need to do here, nor do we need to get cutesy and summon something. Take that and that. Doesn't matter. Destroy that. Then that just gives us any level of safety necessary. Why didn't we attack? What happened? Cannot declare an attack unless you return one card you control to your hand. I have no idea what I just did there. But clearly we're gonna have to decide to make some changes, so we'll get rid of that one and that one. I shouldn't be struggling this much. Come on. Finally. And that was kind of like an epic turnaround, and you'd think you'd get a lot of XP for that, but not really. So now we have this card as a reward. And let's try this loner deck. This is probably a bad start. Nope, actually it's fine. I thought these were 8. But put that down there. Once per turn, element of their saber. Okay. Summon this. Activate this. Let's just try and start with the weak ones. Well, that didn't seem like that got me very far. Why is it just attacking directly? One can attack the opponent directly. Fine. Let's just let it do it. Oh. Well, if I knew that was going to happen, I would have activated the trap. So he just played everything. Man, this is gonna be crazy. $1,700. Change that effect. Not really worth it. Alright. Water. Do we have a water character yet? No, we don't, so. What is this doing? I guess yes. Fire. See, cannot be normal set, must be sinister summoned by having exactly 5 fire monsters in your graveyard. Okay, can we have 5 fire monsters in our graveyard then? No. But I guess we can attack. Or no, we can't attack. Comes back to life, I guess. Okay. Summon this. Activate this. Chain with this effect. What is it doing? I have no idea. Yep. From your deck to your hand. Take one of these fire monsters. What does this effect do? I fire your fire monster in the graveyard. Yeah, this is not working the way I was hoping this would work. Because this is like a whole different strategy compared to what it was before. Just weakening the whole team. Yeah, at this point I may just draw cards and okay, put that on the field. Well, I got the beginning of the strategy, I just didn't play well. And probably didn't have the best of the start of the starting draw. Alright. Okay. Blaze Accelerator. Do we have a Blaze Accelerator? Again, just trying to get all of these to be fire. Still won't be enough. You have to have exactly 5 fire cards. Might as well put it on the field. Why not? Yep. No big surprise I lost there. But I do think I know what to do. So now it would just be a matter of getting lucky. Oh, and by the way, hey, I haven't had any network trouble at all. It's like magically after the weekend happened, after midnight on Sunday, the network trouble went away. Because, yeah, I'm fairly certain that they were just resetting the router at the home base. And my ISP was just resetting the routers, attempting to I guess probably correct some some network issues or update some network things. But I do certainly appreciate it not being my fault. For as often as it feels like it is my fault. Is there any possibility? Send one to the graveyard. And then we'll try and send some other things to the graveyard. And then I just don't think there's a value in merging. That worked nicely. See, target 5 monsters in the graveyard, shuffle all 5 in the deck, draw 2 cards. I don't think we'd want to do that. I don't think we want to do anything to risk the turn ending. What is the deal here? He's like lowering his attack, so he's going for some kind of summon. Okay, well this ability, I think we activate this effect, and ideally we're trying to send things into the field. Go ahead and just activate this effect. What more do we want in the graveyard? What else do we want in the graveyard? Can we win here? No. So well, any of these things help. Don't feel like any of these things would actually help. Yeah, let's just try it though. What do we got to lose other than the game? Let's see what this effect does. Puts it in defense position here. See if we can now special summon something bigger and better. I think this might be what we want. I'm gonna go with this. Let's see. Just keep on trying things, I guess. I mean, you're not gonna win unless you try. Different attributes. So who has a different attribute that we can potentially change? We see a fire. We see a dark, earth, dark, fire, divine, fire, water. Let's go ahead and select this. And let's see. Did we have a light? Does it change anything? Almost feel like we should just change everything to fire. The only thing we could really do to possibly succeed here is to, and see, these two are fire, so I do this and try to bring back like that one, and then possibly take out duplicates. And let's just pick some things. I have no idea what it would be that I'd need to change these to, but we'll just pick the first couple of them. That should be game over, despite trying really hard. And I probably should just surrender, frankly. Unless there's just some reason why. It's like he can't attack and I can't attack for similarly same reasons, it seems like. Let's go ahead and set this. We can special summon this. Destroy his most deadly card. Why did that not do anything? Yeah, I don't see a... Is this card pointing to that card? Doesn't look like it is. I swear, if this actually destroys everything in the field, I'm gonna be shocked. I think it might. I don't know what just happened there, but seems like that worked. Yeah, I have no idea what just happened there, but I somehow potentially could win here, or maybe tie. Tie's probably not good enough, though. I probably have to fully win. Okay. So either I don't have enough fire guys in the field. Let's see. Fire, 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 fire. Fine, light. And then Can I not summon anything? No, it's just, it needs to be flip summoned to begin with. Alright. I have no idea what I just did there. Absolutely no clue. Still feel like there's something I'm missing here, but clearly fire is part of the strategy there. But It seems like the strategy wants you to kind of win by inches, not by miles. Just maintain a large amount of defense, because they're going to probably have more attack than you do. Tribute one fire monster, inflict damage to pay equal to half the original cost there. When you take battle damage while this is in the graveyard, if there's a fire monster other than volcanic counter, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the amount of damage you took. Well, that sounds like a good start. Certainly. If we had multiple of those in the field, then that might be useful. But I'd have to kind of heal up in the long run. Like, ideally we'd like to see him summon a bunch of stuff and then being unable to actually use it, attack, because of this stuff. It feels like he's playing a totally different deck now. Getting rid of my cards. But he didn't attack again. 500 damage to your opponent if this card is sent by the effective Blaze Accelerator. Okay. Flip summon. Special summon. We've got something good here. Destroy a card on the field. Or do 1,000 damage. I think we do this. You select that one, you select that one, but then face up attack position. Can't activate anything yet. Nor can I attack. Why can't I attack evade to this? If this face-up card would be destroyed, you can detach one monster instead. I'm going to be clicking a lot of cancel, cancel, cancel here. And this is just another great example of crazy, super long single turns. And it kind of highlights why they can't just put a turn timer. It's not as simple as just saying let's add a turn timer to ranked play, because they've just built their entire system around this idea of being able to do an infinite number of actions in a turn. Okay. See if we can special summon something better. How many cards do we have? It's not getting me any further. Okay. Might as well, I think, just activate this now. Like, this trap only works if we have the other cards. But we don't have the other cards. We can start to think about what kind of cards do we have in our graveyard. Water, fire, 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 and divine. So, earth, activate effect, wind, water, that was the wrong one to pick. Okay, so we're now up to like 2200. Can we special summon anything special? Well, this looks different, so let's select that. $3,600. Okay. We got an earth. Let's switch that one to dark. That didn't do anything. I don't think we can attack anyways. Switch that to divine. That didn't do anything. Switch that to light. That messed up. Can we actually attack? Sure. Well, we've got parity, which I'm surprised we even have that much. Of course, at that point, I probably should have just activated this trap. I don't know if I could have, even. If I had one more of those cards, if I had 2 of those cards in my graveyard, I would have won then. I think that might be the strategy. We'll give it one more try, and hopefully it's a quick game, and then that's going to have to be it for this recording. I'm going to have to do some off-screen gameplay, I think. Okay. Summon this on the field. Activate this. Activate this effect. I think just the variety here tells me I want to probably throw those in the ground. Quick effect. Oh, it has to be a quick effect. Well, I messed up there. Can you get a quick effect with a normal spell? I don't know. I suspect the answer is no, though. I think this is good because one volcanic card can now go to the graveyard. And this effect here just switches things around. What is this guy? He's a fire. Or originally warrior. Originally light. Okay. So what do we want? Going to the ground. Add that to our hand. And then send some of these other guys to the cards to send to the graveyard still would be this. Face up attack position. I think we got something here. As long as we don't run into any trouble. Okay. Summon this. Activate effect. Yes, use that. Send that to the graveyard. And then send that to the graveyard. I could bring 5 cards back to the graveyard. Or we could try to special summon something here. Almost feel like I should just attack. Can't we just do a battle phase? No. Maybe I shouldn't drag. It should warn me when I drag forward that it's just going to end a turn. Because it is automatically ending a turn all of a sudden. And this feels like that's another slight adjustment that they've made. Just as you're playing. I don't know if that really is true or not, but it definitely feels like the game is changing in the middle of games even. Okay. Attempt number 2. Battle phase. Let me actually attack. Okay. And then smack. And another smack. Yeah, I think at this point it would be very hard for him to turn that around. But let's not underestimate it by any means. As the last card we can put in a hand. As the last card we can throw in the graveyard. Yeah, I think we leave everything else the same. Like, worst case scenario here, I could take out 5 cards and put them back. Send that to the graveyard. Can we only activate this once per turn? I bet you can. It would really be some crazy heart of the cards scenario if he can really play his way out of being so far behind. But yeah, embrace the crazy. Embrace the insanity. Okay. I think we attack now. If this works, if we can attack the defense position. Well, nope, it didn't let me attack. I still don't understand why I can't attack. Let's see. Skip the battle phase of your next turn. Ah. Now I kind of understand. This is a pretty rough card to play. What do I want to send to my graveyard? You pay 500 life points to add a volcanic shell from your deck to your hand. 500 damage to your opponent. You take battle damage. Oh, this is in your card. This is the one you want. Now if I take battle damage, probably it's going to still kill him. So I'm gonna, as long as that stays in the graveyard. Which I almost wonder if I was to attack a very weak character. Let's just do this. Cards we want to return to the deck. That one, which is a fire. That's one, which is another fire. And then we can take one. I think we'd have to kind of choose something here. Gotta leave everything else just to keep everything the same way, so it would just be fire, fire, and fire. Now let's see if we can just change everything to fire. And special summon this character. Yes. Card to destroy. I think it's gotta be that one. Is there anything else we can do? I don't think so, so. $3,200 to do exactly 100 damage. Yeah. Death by 1,000 paper cuts. Unless I have a... Well, I mean, I can attack that. And win. I almost made a mistake there. Yeah. And so we got that. And then ideally, I'd want to do an attempt here with my deck just to show off my deck, but it's probably going to lose, so we'll go a little long just because I want to show this off, but and just practice with this deck. But this will be a great example of just what discard as many cards from their hands as possible, then draw 5 cards. So that's not really what you'd want to do. Start with. Play all your cards, put this on the field. But I have a card that I think would be able to bring back this from the graveyard. Let's not activate that yet. Instead, waste 1,000 life points. But yeah, the thing I would want to switch here is I would want to change out this. I could have special summoned that. Well, I couldn't have. Like, probably change out this for some other dark monsters, particularly the Beetle, the Dark Beetle. Just wait, let this guy build his attack up a little bit. I guess if that's all he's gonna do, we'll flip this. See if that negates this activation. Well, it saved him. Okay. $1,800 versus 1,550. P scale there. 15. If I do win here, I'm not particularly winning by the way the strategy's at. Oh, stupid. That was dumb. I read the numbers backwards. Is now the time to use Monster Reborn? I don't think so. Let's see, detach, destroy a card. I think we'll opt for something different. See, that card that they just sacrificed, if it had been destroyed in battle, would have given 1,000 HP. Let's see. Card I want to give to your opponent. Sure. Five new cards, increasing the odds of getting Exodia pieces. Sure. We put it here. That will destroy that card after being special summoned. And it makes it impossible to play any cards in those rows, which also limits him somewhat. Having more of these might be interesting. Taking out like 3 rows potentially. Although that strategy Probably wouldn't take you very far. Tribute summon monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. Neither can they be targeted. Sure. Can I flip summon this? Seemingly not. So... Give me this. Oh man, I put this in the totally wrong place. Boy, every time I try this, I feel really dumb. Let's see. Special summon, I assume we'd only put that in attack mode. So special summon morphing jar would not be worthwhile. And I don't think he has. Well, he does have that, sure. Why not? Why not special summon? Element Saver, 2800. Which then that has to go here. And none of that saves me, does it? He's still stronger. I guess if I got raw and he just killed one of my monsters. He's got one of my cards face down. He's got another card face down. I've got 2 pieces of Exodia, but I'm also have one in the graveyard, so I'd have to figure out how to do like a Monster Reborn, put it in the hand, and then hope he played a spell to put it back into the put a Monster Reborn to put on the field, then a spell to return it to the hand. I have a Pendulum combination here, which would have been genius, and I totally boned it up by putting the card in the wrong spot. Clearly there's a lot for me to learn still. And I guess I appreciate that I'm learning this. That there is something new to learn. It would be fairly annoying if it actually was, if this Yu-Gi-Oh game was covering cards that I've already like seen 100 times before, and there's just like no new content at all that exists. And that Yu-Gi-Oh is effectively in just maintenance mode as a collectible card game. Which it may be, but I don't know. I don't think so. It may not be super popular these days, but I would heavily suspect it's somewhat still popular. Honestly, if I just put a bunch of these in the defense position, that would have helped. And these pendulums actually don't do anything unless I had several Exodia pieces and then I got raw and then I wanted to like summon a bunch of Exodia pieces as tributes to tribute summon Ra or Slifer the Sky Dragon. But even if it was Slifer the Sky Dragon, I wouldn't have that many cards in my hand. So I don't know why he's taking so long to think here. Should be fairly easy for him to decide whether he wants to attack or not. And I don't think this is a network issue. Maybe he's gonna do a like 25 card combination here. Because he can kind of just win right now. I don't know if the numbers are quite there, but an attack to this, this, and this feels like it would win. Seriously, man, this was supposed to be a quick game, just to show off the deck, to show that maybe I'm making a little bit of progress in evolving it. Like, I'm not really sure I'm actually making progress. I need to play a lot more ranked with it, just to find out first. Was not worth the effort. Well, suffice it to say, I think some of these other ones I've already even done my deck clears, but clearly not all of them. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done off screen. We still need to cover this, this, and this, which probably is 2 more episodes at that. We're not really getting any daily quests done or any missions done. Let's see. There was the Dark Beetle. Let's see. Beetle. Is that how it's spelled? No. B-E-E-T-L-E? Infernity Beetle. Yeah. We're looking for a Dark Beetle that would be a dark character that summons another one of it. Let's see. So it should say something along the lines of, if this is sent to the graveyard, summon another dark creature. If I type in the word dark, though, that's not going to, it's going to bring up way too much. It might be spelled Beetle like the Beatles band, which that was a pun. Nope. And if I just type in dark, though, you're gonna be left with a fairly long list, because every Dark Magician card, we could certainly filter that out to be a effect monster. See if that gets us a little bit closer. I suspect it's a fairly normal effect monster too, so I don't think it's like an ultra rare. But if it wasn't called Dark Beetle, I also kind of don't know what its name would be. The other thing I guess I could do is, this isn't a terrible card. Try to type in the phrase dark and summon. Ooh. This is an interesting card. I'm gonna throw that in there and then see if we can find the pendulum character with 8 and pull that out. Okay. Dark summon. Now is that going to be everything that has dark and summon in the name, or everything that has dark or summon in the name? The problem here is that's probably not the one we need. We need dark summon and deck to limit us even more. Because all we're looking for here is a very generic card that when it's destroyed, you can special summon something else from the deck. Yang Zing monster from the deck. Interesting. So if I generated these super rares, that'd be a mistake to do. But this Yang Zing and Yang strategy might be something to reevaluate later. Should be just like really easy. Substitute for any fusion material monster, but the other fusion must be correct. One dark monster to the graveyard. That wouldn't be a terrible one to think about. Should we just be favoriting some of these now? Just thinking about them for later? Mystic Tomato. There we go. These are normal cards, so 1, 2, 3, generate. We got a glossy finish, Mystic Tomato. 1, 2, 3. Still trying to play with Cyberspace. Target 1 dock. Get rid of that. Probably get rid of these. Get rid of that. So yeah, slight change there. But that's not even the card I was looking for, so feels like there should be another card very similar to that. Hmm. 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 Shouldn't be this hard. You shouldn't have to type in 3 keywords and still go through this list. Clearly this like needs to be a lot bigger, but I don't know how you make it bigger and then address the fact that there's just so many cards, because that's also a problem. Like it almost demands that you have a suggestion, just a auto deck builder, which at a certain point in Hearthstone they did add that, where it would autofill with either random cards or put some small bit of logic into it, but not really a ton. I feel like I still have a pendulum character in this setup too. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I don't need to hold on to that. I swear there was another card. We saw it. Unless it was an Earth card. I was just completely confused. It'd kind of be weird for there to be 2 of them that do the same thing, but not super weird. I really wouldn't put it past Yu-Gi-Oh! To have, over its many years, created cards that do the exact same thing with a slight change, because you could have one that's like a Thunder class of a card that does the similar thing, and then you could have one that's a Warrior class. Yeah, this shouldn't be this difficult. Seemingly, that was it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird now that we're just like completely not really doing anything with the shop. No longer are we getting enough gems to justify that. And if I'm not playing ranked, then odds are pretty low that I'd be able to get any of these other unlimited missions done. Except for increasing the duelist level, which just don't see how we're going to get to rank 50 playing solo alone. So the duelist level must also happen when we play ranked. Anyways, we've gone over 3 hours. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.